Well, this next review is for a game that I'm definitely happy we're reviewing. It's Street Fighter 2, and I have to say, I spent $65 on this game for the Super Nintendo.
That's great, but that's not what I'm reviewing.
Are you reviewing the Special Champion Edition for the Genesis?
Not that version either.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo?
No.
Super Street Fighter 2?
No.
Then what version are you doing?
Well, you're going to have to check out the review. Street Fighter 2, the game that single-handedly saved the arcades in the 90s, and in a way, also helped kill it. It's because of quality ports like the SNES and Genesis versions that I make this statement. Why go to the arcade when you can play the same game at home? I personally love playing in the arcades. The competition between players was something you couldn't find at home just by sitting on the couch. Not everyone thought this way though, especially when the series was getting a little old because of the numerous updates that were being released. All that aside, Street Fighter 2 defined fighting games with its fast action and addictive gameplay. Now let's talk a bit more about the console ports, more specifically the ports of the Champion Edition of the game. Technically the SNES and Genesis versions weren't exclusive ports of the Champion Edition, but they were included in both Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the SNES and Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition for the Genesis. Both have the Hyper Edition on them as well. Hands down, the SNES version was the best version of the game. So that would make the Genesis version second best, right? Unfortunately, I would have to say no. There was another version that we did not get here in the US. For some odd reason, the game never made it here to the States. It could have been due to the exclusive license that Sega had obtained for the Champion Edition title. Released back in June of '93 in Japan, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition for the PC Engine is a great port. The graphics are really similar to the SNES version, as you can see in this clip.
Round one, fight.
Some may say that the PC Engine version actually looks better. It's highly debatable. The sound, unfortunately, is not as good. The kicks and punches don't sound nearly as good as the SNES version, nor does the music. It is a lot better than the Genesis version in my opinion, though. Especially the speech in the game.
You win! You win!
Take a look at these comparison videos. Gameplay is exactly the same as any other version. The endings are the same as well. One bad thing about this game though is like the Genesis version, you need the 6-button pad to play the game. If you thought playing the game on a 3-button Genesis controller was bad, try playing it on the original 2-button controller the PC Engine had. If you want to play this game, you have a couple of options. You could do emulation, but it's not authentic. Cheapest route? Go on eBay. Get a PC Engine. They're only about 30 bucks or so. If you want to play any TurboGrafx, you're going to have to spend some more dough though. For 75 to 100 bucks, you get a converter. This is the Casato converter. It's the one I have. Basically, put your Japanese 2 card in there, pop it into your system, now you can play the game. Both of these versions are going to have a slight problem. You see, Street Fighter had 6 buttons in the arcade. The PC Engine and the TurboGrafx only have 2. Now, in Japan, they did release a 6-button controller. This is the one I have, the Avenue 6-pad. There is other version, but that's one I have. Now, if you want to play this on your TurboGrafx, you're going to have a slight problem. You're going to have to do a mod. The reason for this mod is fairly simple. The PC Engine and the Turbo Pad have different connectors. The Turbo Pad has a much larger connector. So in order to use the 6-button pad on your Turbo, you're going to have to sacrifice the Turbo Pad. Unscrew your Turbo Pad, take out these screws, pop out this cable, pop out this white connector. Go to your 6-button pad, undo these screws, undo this cable, pop out this white connector, and then use this cable in your 6-button pad. Your end result is a 6-button TurboGrafx controller. Had this game come out for the TurboGrafx 16 in the US, it could have easily been a system seller. It also could have helped the system be more of a contender back in the 16-bit wars. Even though the PC Engine version of the game probably isn't the best port, it's definitely one of the better ones. I really recommend it to anybody who's a Street Fighter fan. For a better look at the previous comparison videos, head over to our website at www.retrowaretv.com, where you will find higher resolution videos. Well, that about wraps up episode 2. Thanks for tuning in. This time we focused a little bit more on the TurboGrafx side, but next time we're going to do a little bit more on the NES and have a pretty cool feature I think you guys will like.
And thanks again for leaving us feedback, and be sure to leave us more on retrowaretv.com. See you later.
Show me that smile again.
Show me that smile.
Don't waste another